in a seated position. So you're going to bring your left foot into the front and your right foot in front of that. If you need to put a little block underneath your pelvis, then feel free to do so, just to get yourself up and out of your hips there. I'm going to give myself that little prop right now. And just using your hands on your knees for a moment to lift yourself up nice and tall. Do a little bit of a side-to-side movement with your spine. And then maybe do a little bit of a rotation, just a gentle twisting action of your spine. And then come back to the center. And today we're going to turn the palms of our hands to face upwards here. Find a little bit of length along the back of your neck. Chin is very, very softly drawn inwards. Allow your eyes to close. Allow your lips to gently seal. And just for the next minute, breathing in and out through the nostrils. Slowing your breathing down. Just taking a moment to pause before we move into our class. Taking this moment to observe ourselves, noticing the shape that our body is making as we sit. Taking a moment to notice how our bodies are feeling. And taking a moment to notice our energetic or emotional body. How does that feel today? Just giving yourself permission to be completely present for the next hour of class. Giving yourself permission to move as you need to take rest and break when you need to. Soften that little space between your eyebrows. Allow your eyes to melt backwards into your head. And taking one deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. And just blinking your eyes open softly. Taking both hands as we reach all the way up. So you're finding that long line through the side of your body. And then placing your left hand to the floor as you do a little bit of a reach sideways. Push away from the ground. Lift both arms up and over and lean over towards the other side. And just keep moving with a gentle rhythm. And really focusing on your hands. Connecting onto the ground, connecting onto the earth. So it absorbs you as you lean to the side, and then it gives you a little bit of a bounce and a press away as you lift up and over. And taking just a few more. Come all the way back up, both arms reaching. Take another inhale, create some space. And then bring your hands forward in front of you and just allow yourself to come forward as far as it feels comfortable. So you might feel a little bit of a stretch around the lower back or the hips, but it doesn't feel painful. And then again, allow your eyes to close gently. And taking a few breaths in and out here, so you can really feel that opening along the back of your ribs, your lungs, and around the back of your heart. Soften a little bit more, sink a little bit deeper. Taking one more breath in. And then exhale, walking yourself all the way back upright and lifting nice and tall. We're going to stay here for another moment. Bring your hands out to the side and you're going to bend your elbows, let the back of your wrist rest on the shelf of your pelvis. So the palms of your hands are facing out. So you're getting quite a strong stretch along the back of your wrist here. So this is quite intense for me, purely because of the injuries and surgeries I've had around my wrists in the past. But if it feels super duper easy for you, you can bring your hands up along your ribs, almost underneath your armpits a little bit. And these are called seagull arms. And just pausing here, relaxing into your shoulders as much as you can. Taking just a few more moments. And it's one thing to feel discomfort, it's another thing to feel pain. So don't let it cross over into that pain. If your eyes are closed, you can blink them open again. Start to slide your hands all the way down, and then just letting them release beside you, twirling your wrist gently, getting that circulation back into your hands and into your wrists. And then bringing your knees and your feet up. So you're going to stand on both your feet. You're going to have them slightly separated, holding onto the front of your knees. Sit up straight. And on your breath out, curl yourself back. So I'm sitting on a block, so I can't go very far. If you're sitting on the floor, you might be able to go a bit deeper. Pull yourself forward and lift up nice and tall. And again, draw your tail under. Pull forward. Lift up tall. 2 more. Curl back. Draw forward. And this is your last one. Pull forward. Lift up nice and straight and hold it here. Bring your right foot into the front. Left foot in front of that. Inhale to reach all the way up. And this time, right hand goes to the ground as you lean to the side. And coming up and over. So it's the same seaweed movement, but this time, instead of focusing on your hand connecting to the earth, feel your hands traveling through space. So it can feel like quite a luxurious, slow movement. Taking just a few more. Last one. Bringing both your hands all the way up. Inhale, reach, create as much space as you can. And then exhale, once again, bringing your hands forward and then just easing yourself. Coming into a little bit of a release of your hips, your back, your neck. And again, it's always interesting to observe where it's registering on your body today. Because it might be very different from yesterday, it might be different from tomorrow. Just in this present moment, observing yourself. Maybe allowing yourself to sink a little bit deeper. Take an easy breath in. Start to walk yourself all the way back up. Lifting up nice and tall, sitting upright. Taking both arms out to the side with your palms facing up. Bring your right arm in front, left arm on top. Bending your elbows. And then if you would like to bind your hands, wrap your hands around. Coming this time into our eagle arms, and we've done this a few times in the past week and so. Find a little bit of length along the back of your neck, and I'm feeling quite a strong stretch behind the left shoulder, around the left side of the neck. Keep breathing. Releasing your hands. Reaching all the way out to the side, expand wide, palms up. And this time, left arm comes forward, right elbow on top, bend elbows, and then decide if you want to bind on the side as well. Chin in gently. And definitely on this side, I'm feeling it more around my neck and upper shoulder, more the upper trapezius. So quite different on my two sides. Last inhale and exhale here. Release, expand arms wide. And then once again, placing hands underneath your knees, stepping your feet out. If you are sitting on a block, you can remove it completely this time. And once again, holding onto your knees, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, draw your tail under, roll back. Pull forward, and this time, see if you can start coming into a little bit of extension. So it's not about throwing your head back, it's a lifting up through the heart. Curl back, releasing the back of your heart. Pull forward, releasing the front of your heart. Taking two more. Last one. Curl forward, lifting up nice and tall, and then releasing just back to the center, extending your left leg out, stepping your right foot across, flexing into your ankle. Let's come into our seated spine twist, reaching left arm up, coming into a little bit of a rotation and spiral to the right. Hook your elbow or your hand. Guide your chin over towards the right shoulder and stay here for 3 breaths in and out. So hopefully that release that we did with the eagle arms and seagull arms is just making this a little bit easier around the neck and shoulders. And then on your next breath, release yourself back to the center. Before we go into the next one, placing your hands on top of your knee, relaxing over, relax your foot. Just take a moment to really soften into your spine here. Soften into the back of your neck. Let go of any unnecessary tension. And then unravel your spine. Now step your right foot to the inside of your left knee, flexing the left toes, taking your hand just behind your back to prop yourself up. Now reach your right arm up and start to reach forward and see if you can either hold onto your ankle or shin. If you're super duper flexible, you might be able to hold onto your big toe of your left foot. So right hand to left big toe, and then use your back hand just to square yourself gently. Softening into the back of your neck. Maybe you can release a little bit more forward. So this forward fold is getting a little bit of a compression into that right hip. It's opening along the back line of the body on the left side. Take a little breath in, and then exhale, release. Let yourself come all the way up slowly, placing your feet out in front of you. Give your knees just a little bit of a shake. Place your hands behind you with the fingers pointing out, and then just rock a little bit forwards and backwards. Quite easy. And then come back to the center. Pick up your left foot, cross it over. Flex your right foot, left hand supports you, right hand reaches, coming into a spiral, hooking elbow, and once again guiding yourself with your breath into the seated spine twist. Relax neck and shoulders. And on your next breath, release slowly. We're just going to pause in the middle for a moment. One hand on the knee, and then resting head down and relaxing into your foot. Just feel that softening along the back of your body, along your lower back, between the shoulder blades, along the back of your neck. Unravel to sit up nice and tall, and now step your left foot to the inside of your right knee, flexing the right foot. Right hand supports you, left hand reaches up. Lean forward from the pelvis and see if you can either hold onto your toe, maybe you've got to put your hand on your ankle or your shin, and then square your body as much as you can. So you're not twisting to the side. And lengthen forward, lean forward, getting that little compression into the left hip. So by the way, this is all preparation for a yoga pose where you can actually bring your foot right in and then you do a little bind with your hands, just so you know that's where it leads to. Take a nice easy breath. Exhale. Release, rolling all the way up. Stretch your leg out, hands behind you. And again, just a little bit of a rocking backwards and forwards. And a little bit of a shake of the knees. Now, glue your legs together, flex your ankles. You can bend your knees if you need to. Bring your hands up and into a bent elbow position. So you're going to glue your scapula onto the back of your body. Long, slow exhale as we rotate towards the right. There is no movement through the feet, the ankles, knees, or the pelvis. Come back to the center. Exhale, rotate towards the left. You're working from your obliques and from your back extensors. Inhale, center. Long, slow exhale. Inhale. So this is the classic seated spine twist from the Pilates repertoire. And all of the little twists that we did in preparation, all of the shoulder and neck releases that we did are going to help us here. Inhale, come to the center, double pulse, and we go. Inhale, center. Inhale, center. Two more. Inhale, center. One more. Inhale, center, hold it. Bend your knees, bringing your hips just a little bit closer towards your feet. Arms out in front of you. And on your next breath, roll all the way down onto your back. All the way down. Let your hands come up towards the sky. Settle yourself for a moment and bring your feet a little bit closer in. So you still have your knees and feet slightly apart, relaxing into the back of your neck. And we start to scissor the arms. One arm back, one arm forward. Getting that control of your movement, especially because gravity just wants to help you drop the arm. So we have control at the joints. Two more. One more. Bring both hands straight up towards the sky. Interlock your fingers. And hands now go behind your head for support. Let your head settle, elbows are floating. Get your pelvis stable where your lower back feels comfortable. Nod your chin. Breathe out as you slide the ribs forward. Inhale, release back. Breathing it out. Inhale, release. 6 more. Become aware of that shortening at the front of the body. and how the releasing of the back of your body facilitates it. They have to work together. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Releasing all the way back. And just allow your elbows to push back for a moment. Let your ribs lift. Get a little stretch for those upper abs, the diaphragm. And then sliding your left arm all the way overhead. Sliding your left leg all the way out. So you are lengthening that whole left side of your body. Pick up your right ankle and cross it over the left knee. And then taking your right hand, reach it overhead, and your left hand is going to hold the right wrist so you can give yourself just a little bit of an extra sideways bend. And then let your head move, let it relax. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbow, and we're just going to rest here for a moment. So it's like a croissant or a banana shape that you've made with your body. But because you are completely supported by the ground underneath you, you can really relax and breathe into it without having to strain or pull. Taking one more breath in and out. And now bend your right knee, so you put your right foot to the ground and simply roll yourself onto your left side, fingertips to the ground, and then extend that right leg out on top. So you're lying on your left side. That's it. Chin up, shoulders down. And with your legs glued together, you're going to lift both legs. And release. And again, lift. And release. Working into the obliques on that top right side. If your lower back is taking strain, then just make sure you roll the top hip back a little bit. Last 4. Energy through your crown. Last 3. Two more. Last 1. Releasing it all the way down. Bend your knees ever so slightly. Split your feet, so you're going to put your right foot in front. Using your right hand, press yourself up and come onto your elbows. So I'm right at the very front of the mat, so you can move if you feel more comfortable. Taking your top arm, reach it up and back. And then exhale, thread the needle through. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, threading the needle through. Inhale, reach. Last one, breathing in. Exhale, thread the needle through, and let's settle here for a moment. See if you can put your hand down. You might have to roll your body over. You might have to let your knees slide. It's all good. Relaxing into your neck, settling into the shape. Feel free to close your eyes for a moment. Taking just a few more breaths in and out. And then blinking your eyes open, unravel, coming all the way out, and then place your hand onto the floor and press up so you can point your left fingers away from your body. Take your right hand, just lightly hold your ribs so you can feel the connections here. Bend your elbows into a little tricep dip and press away. And again, little dip. Focusing on that hinging of the elbow, getting the triceps to work while you glue the scapula onto the back of your body. Last 3. Last 2. One more time. Press up, hold it. Pivot yourself so you come and sit again. Knees bent, feet and knees slightly apart, and arms out. Take a breath in. Exhale. Roll all the way down with control. All the way back. Bringing your hands just up to the ceiling. And again, bringing your feet a little bit closer in towards you. So now this time you're going to open your arms to the side. Breathe in. Exhale. Keep it going. I'm just turning to the other side, so I'm not going to have my back to you when we do our movements here. So it's inhale, open to the side. And exhale. And it's lovely to connect fingertips up at the top. It just forces us to be mindful and aware. Last one, inhale. Exhale, lift. Interlock fingers, hands underneath your head, and just pause for a moment. Elbows are floating, lower back nice and secure. On your breath out, slide ribs forward, and then lower ribs down. Exhale. Find the flattening of those abdominals and release. So this is the most basic chest lift that we can do, but it is the foundation for all the intermediate and advanced repertoire. Such a good reminder for the connections into those deep neck flexors, into the flattening of the abdominals, so that's the deep stabilizing muscle called the transverse abdominis. It's the connection into the diaphragm, the pelvic floor, which is all related to our breathing. Last 2. Last 1. Release, hold it. Just allow your elbows to push back, getting that little lift through the ribs again. And then slide your right arm out. Slide your left leg forward. Cross your left ankle over the knee. Over the right leg. And then bring that left arm over. Hold onto the left wrist and give yourself just a gentle pull to the side. It's that lateral flexion. And then relax into it. Holding that curved shape, the crescent moon shape. And on your next breath, release your wrist, step your left foot to the floor, and roll yourself over onto your right side. Cradle your head, stretch your left leg out, finding that long line of the body. Fingertips are light on the ground for support. And on your breath, both legs come up. Inhale, release. Working obliques unilaterally. So this is also such a great way to see if there's a discrepancy between the two sides. So it's not uncommon for people to have a little curve in the spine called scoliosis. Some people don't even know that they have a little curve in the spine, but you'll immediately feel if one side is stronger than the other, if one side is maybe tighter than the other, or if maybe one side doesn't even want to work. Last one. Releasing both legs down. Do a little bit of a bend in the knees. Stepping your left foot in front. Press yourself up and come onto your forearm on the right side. Left arm reaches up and back and coming into that little thread the needle, but we're not going to stay there. We're going to release, take it back again, breathe in and breathe out. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. Stay here, placing your hand and forearm down, making a little bit of a rotation if you need with your pelvis, your spine, letting your knees shift. Allow your eyes to close. Notice how it feels on the side in comparison. And then blinking eyes open, unwind, reach all the way up, and then release your hand down. Make your way up onto your right hand. Point your fingers away. Left hand is going to hold onto your rib cage here, and we're going into those little tricep dips. Bend and stretch. And again, bend. Really, really useful to have your hand on your ribs as a tactile cue. So you can get a really great sense of what's happening with the lats. And another muscle called the serratus anterior. And that helps to stabilize the scapula at the back. Last one. Press up, hold it, and this time turn onto hands and knees. So coming onto all fours, spread your fingers out, relaxing your feet out behind you, round your spine into a cat stretch, and then lengthen your spine and come into a little bit of extension. So we've done quite a bit of warm up for our spine, so hopefully this feels good. It should feel relatively easy. 3 more. Keep breathing with your movement. Last one. Come back to the center and hold. Take your hands a little bit wider than your shoulders. Extend one leg back, tuck your toes under. Extend the other leg back, tuck your toes under, and we hold it here. Start to rock a little bit forwards and a little bit backwards. Find all those muscles around the shoulder girdle, lower abdominals, gluteals. Center yourself, let your knees come to the ground, relax your feet out, and slowly bend your elbows to come all the way down towards the ground and release. Put your right hand underneath your forehead, bending your left leg, make any adjustments you need so your kneecap is happy, and then take your left hand, reach back to hold onto your foot. And then get your shoulders and pelvis squared to the ground. On your breath out, do a little bit of a squeeze with your gluteals. And release. And again, a little bit of a squeeze. And release. 2 more. Release. 1 more time. And release. Stretch that leg out. Switch over to the other side. Center yourself. Make any adjustments you need. And again, breathe out. A little bit of a squeeze with the bum cheeks. Release. Taking one more. Just really feel that lovely opening down the front of the quadricep and release. Stretch that leg out. Taking your hands just on either side of your shoulders, elbows down. Hover the tip of your nose, stretch your legs out, make a little bit of space through each of your joints. We're going to come to baby cobra. Inhale to come up, not too high, and exhale, release. And again, inhale, coming up, and exhale, release. 3 more, inhale, and release. Last 2. So it should feel like a relatively easy movement, that your breath is carrying you. Last one. Release. Taking your hands just under your shoulders, press yourself all the way up. Coming into a resting position just for a moment. So this is just a lovely counter pose to that extension of the spine. So I'd like you to bring your thumbs so that they're touching, index fingers so that they're touching, spread your other fingers out, and your elbow is going to be quite bent, so you can really focus on getting that tuck of the tail and the opening across the lower back. Take another breath in and out. Make your way up onto hands and knees again, spreading your fingers out. Stretch one leg back, tuck your toes under. Abs. Stretch your other leg back, holding plank position once again. Energy through your crown. There is balance between the front line of your body and the back line of your body. Let your knees come down. Release your feet. Bend your elbows. Come all the way to the ground again. Remember to tighten up your bum. It's going to help you. And releasing all the way back. Placing right hand under your head. Bend your left knee. Remember to make the adjustments that you need. Reach back to hold onto your left foot. And we hold it here. So we're practicing what we did a few days ago. Elbow is straight. Inhale to push your left foot towards the sky. So your thigh is going to lift, and because your elbow is straight, it's going to lift your shoulders up. Use your right hand to help, and then exhale and release back down. And again, inhale, lift up, and exhale, release down. 2 more. It is your leg that's taking your spine to extension. You shouldn't really feel like you are straining or working your back in any way. Last one. Inhale. I get quite a strong stretch through my shoulder, so it just highlights where I'm tight. Release. Relax your foot all the way back and placing hand underneath you. Reach back, holding onto your ankle foot. Get your elbow nice and straight. And as you're ready, inhale to push your foot up, guiding yourself towards extension. And exhale, releasing down. And again, inhale, press up. It does not have to be a massive movement. Inhale. One more time. And release, stretching that leg all the way out. Hands underneath shoulders. Press yourself up onto knees. And once again, coming into your resting position. Thumbs touching, index fingers touching. Spread your fingers out. And just take a moment to settle back. Notice how your body is feeling. Taking one more inhale. And on your next exhale, draw yourself up onto hands and knees. We're going to do one more little preparation here. Round your spine like a cat. Move your hips halfway back. Push up onto the tips of your fingers. Take a little breath. Exhale, slide your fingers in towards your knees. Unravel your spine and lifting all the way up and tall. Stepping your right foot forward. Move it a little bit ahead of you, getting that opening into the hip. Just let your body weight come forward until you feel that you've got the best hip release for you. Remember, the abs have to stay connected as well. Double check that you've got your front heel down. And now let your left hand come down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release. Inhale, reach up. So that's creating that tensioning to start opening into that hip just a little bit more. So this is quite specific to the hip flexor and into the lower back, whereas before when we bent the knee and held onto the foot, it was more about the quadricep. Reach your hand up and I want you to hold it there for a moment. Lean over towards the side. So now you're getting a little bit of an extra stretch into the TFL and then release up. And again, inhale, stretch. Exhale, lift. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release your hand down. Shift your body weight back and step that right foot back. Give yourself padding underneath your knees if you need to. Step your left foot forward. And again, wiggle forward if you need to. Get your hips and shoulders square. And then bend your front knee so you sink a little bit deeper into that hip release. Left hand stays on your knee. Right hand comes down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, reach. Last two. One more time. Reach up and exhale to stay here. Do a little bit of a lean towards the left and come back up. And again, if you've got any shoulder issues where your arm doesn't like being overhead, then just bend your elbow and salute. It's more important that you're getting the side bending of the spine so that you can get into that side hip, the TFL. Lean to the side, come all the way back up, releasing your hand down, shift your body weight back, and then step that left knee back. Inhale, reach both arms up. Palms forward, round over. Get those abdominals working as much as you can. Walking hands forward, and we're going to do one more set. So stretch one leg back, tuck toes. Stretch your other leg back and hold it. Long, strong, straight line of the body. Let your knees come down. Release your feet. Bend your elbows, coming all the way down. And hold. Now bend your right knee. Make any adjustments you need to your leg placement. Bend the right knee. Do the same thing. You might need to move your knees out a little bit. Left hand reaches back to hold onto your foot. Right hand reaches back to hold onto your right foot. And hold it here. Let your head rest down for a moment. You want your elbows straight. Do a little bit of a squeeze with your bum cheek so that you really feel that your pelvis is anchoring onto the ground at the front. On your inhale, push your feet into your hands. Maybe your thighs lift up. Maybe your shoulders and head lift up. Just explore the movement. And then exhale, release your legs down and your head comes down. We inhale. This can be incredibly small. It does not have to be huge. I've got quite a flexible back. And release. So don't think that you've got to go into the same range as me. Inhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Stretching your legs all the way back. I can feel my calf muscle cramping, so I'm just tucking my toes under. Hands under your shoulders. Press up onto your knees and sit yourself all the way back into a resting position. So again, that resting position is a counter pose for the extension. Thumbs touching, index fingers touching. And pausing here just for a moment. And just noticing how your body is feeling after the extension. Taking one more breath in, long exhale out. Pull yourself up once again onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. And we're going to move into a downward facing dog. So lift your knees up, move your hips back and up, and then just pedal your heels one at a time so you really get that stretch along the back of the leg. So I'm doing this because I could feel how much my calf muscles were wanting to cramp when we did the rocking or the bow position. So this is releasing my calf muscles beautifully. Send both heels down as best you can. Stay just for a moment. And then soften your knees, walking your feet halfway up the mat. Walking your fingertips back towards your toes and just hang there for a moment like a rag doll. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Take a little breath in and then crouch down and then move your hands just a little bit behind you and bring your feet out the front. So we're coming into a seated position. So we've been doing that reverse tabletop in our classes, and now we're going to be building onto it. So let's do a review of the reverse tabletop. Fingers are pointing out. Separate knees and feet slightly. Press out of the hands and out of the shoulders. And on your breath, just hover your pelvis off the ground. So you're just first of all testing that you've got some weight on your hands and some weight on your feet. And then see if you can start pressing your pelvis up. So you're opening the front of the hip, getting a lovely release through the shoulders, and then all the way down you come, and pause for a moment. Make any adjustments you need. We're going to be adding some abdominal work now, some very strong abs. On your breath, pressing into hands and feet, coming up. Get that little bit of a squeeze into the gluteals. And now on your breath, bring your hips back, but don't sit. Lift your toes. Press your pelvis backwards through your hands. So your abs have to work here. And then bend your knees, pull forward, and press up again. And again, exhale. Press back. Push away from your hands. So the trick is to round your spine so that your spine is basically shorter than it normally is. So if you don't round your spine and use your abs, you won't really have space to get your hips through. One more. You flex your ankle because it helps switch on the abs. Forward you come, hold it, and releasing your hips all the way back down. Sit up and shake out your hands. Beautifully done. I want you to come into a cross-legged position with your left foot in the front, right foot in front of that. Feel free to sit on a block if you wish. Just get the flesh of your bum out the back. And then just take a moment as you sit here to let your hands rest again with your palms facing up. So this is a receiving position. If we work with the palms down, it's a little bit more grounding position. So just for today, coming with the palms facing up. Find a little bit of height through your spine. Some softness through your neck, shoulders, belly, hips. Softening through your forehead, between your brows, tops of your cheeks, your jaw, softening the tip of your tongue. And taking just the last few moments of class to bring everything together, to integrate physical with breath, with energetic and emotional bodies. Taking one final deep breath in through your nose. Long exhale and sigh through your mouth. Blink your eyes open. Bringing your hands just beside you. Inhale as you reach up, clearing a little bit of space for yourself. Just really feel the air with your arms. Exhale, opening arms wide. Roll your shoulders back. Wonderful. Yay. I can't believe it's Friday.